Homeschool. He's a youth minister at South Green Church of Christ. That's Mr. Bryce Rudd, and it's good to have you on for this broadcast tonight.
Well, there goes the intro, Jay. Thank you very much. It's like I said pregame, I hope it's like putting on a old pair of Jordans that your parents paid good money for years ago and they've been sitting in the closet for 10 years. Like, what are you doing? You've got a degree in journalism. Why all of a sudden are you a youth minister and a farmer?
That's right.
It's good to get back into the hardwood again. And I'll tell you what, Jay, 10 days off, we've all felt it.
Absolutely. Everybody's had cabin fever trying to get out of the house now. So not the big crowd that we normally have. And then it's a Monday night, too. Monday nights are usually a light crowd. And then the girls are on the road tonight as well. So you don't have have the doubleheader like we normally do. But it's been 10 days since the Trojans have played. All of last week's games were canceled or rescheduled. And last Monday night, the game with the Bluegrass Blazers rescheduled for tonight. Last Tuesday night at Bowling Green for a girl-boy doubleheader. Those games have not been made up as of yet. No date has been set. Going to start running out of dates because we're halfway through the season now. And then on Friday night, it was supposed to have been a district girl-boy doubleheader at Allen County, Scottsville. Those games have now been rescheduled for Monday, February 5th. You've got to get those games in because they are district games. Again, it's been 10 days since the Trojans and Trojanettes have played, and that was here on Friday, January 12th, when the Trojanettes won over Glasgow 47-36, and the Trojans defeated the Scotties 68-55 in a District 15 doubleheader. The win for the Trojans gave Coach Warren Cunningham an 11-4 record overall and undefeated at 4-0 in District 15. Tate Spillman scored 19 points. Graham Hall added 14 points, and Mason Bunch hit 3 threes for 9. Spillman also was 9 of 10 from the foul line, and the Trojans hit 25 of 43 shots for 58%, including 9 of 16 from behind the arc. The Trojans are ranked number 3 in Region 4 again this week, behind Bowling Green and Warren Central. It's a busy week this week with school starting back tomorrow after being out since last, a week ago Friday, I guess it was, because they were out for Martin Luther King Day, and then, of course, the rest of the week out because of the weather. So it's a busy week basketball-wise. Trojans and Trojanettes will host Russellville here tomorrow night, and then Friday night both teams will be at Glasgow for a District 15 doubleheader, and then Saturday night traveling to Tompkinsville to take on the Monroe County Falcons and Lady Falcons. Well, tonight's Barren County Trojans opponent is the Bluegrass Blazers homeschool team based out of Oakland, Kentucky, in Warren County. We just saw the JV game here completed just a few minutes ago, and the Bluegrass Blazers JV team came into tonight's game 16-0, and the Trojans won the ball game, and it was a close one, Bryce, all the way through. 49-45 was the final.
Yeah, it was an awesome game. Jackson Reese played really well. Was getting to the hoop. I really expect tonight for Barren County, as much of a three-point shooting team as they have, these Blazers are going to try and slow them down. You could talk about Tate Spillman scoring 19 points against Glasgow, not without a three-pointer, and over half of their field goals have been three-pointers. The Barren County trajectory of their game plan has changed entirely from years past. I'm not going to sit here and act like I've watched Barren County basketball my entire life. I'm from Marshall County in Region 1, but from just what I've seen recently, this is a ball team that they're not known for their height. Even their big man, Graham Hall, is a great passer, and some of the elementary things of basketball we've gotten used to with the big man passing and things of that nature. I'm really looking forward to Barren County, and like we said, 10 days off. And not only that, but Barren County hasn't been, aside from the Glasgow game, Barren County hasn't been home since December 16th.
That's right.
So you look at what happened if you follow the NFL, the two teams that got the byes, the Ravens, the 49ers, both having very slow first halves. I would not be surprised if this game gets off to a slow start for Barren County, as it did in the JV team. Of course, all of the snow, if you'd never know it snowed here, and that we've had frigid temperatures for the last nearly week and a half. But we'll see how long it takes for the snow to melt here inside the arena tonight for Barren County.
And a lot of the JV players that played for the Bluegrass Blazers are also varsity players. And so you kind of wonder if they'll still have the legs to, as time goes on in that varsity game coming up.
Yeah, but you look at the Blazers scoring, just from what we've seen, it's a lot like Barren County, only two players that average over 9 points a game. You've got Slagle and Keller, who are going to be their top 2 scorers at 10 points a game, 10.5 points a game. This is probably going to be a team that platoons. So I would not be surprised. While I think that might be a factor coming in, Thomas, who is one of the big men for the Blazers, was their top scorer in the last game that we just saw. Looking forward to seeing how Barren County combats some sort of fatigue that the Blazers have early on.
Now, the Bluegrass Blazers used to be called the Western Kentucky Trail Blazers. And coming up at halftime of the broadcast tonight, we'll talk with Bart Warren, who is a member on the board of directors for the Bluegrass Blazers. He'll give us more information into the history and background of this program. What we do know is, according to the National Christian Homeschool Basketball Conference Southeast Region, Kentucky homeschool basketball teams are allowed to play as many teams in the KHSAA that they want to throughout the season. But they are not allowed to compete in district, region, or state tournaments. And the national organization assigns teams to the conferences. There is a homeschool conference called Ohio River Homeschool Conference, teams from the Louisville and Lexington areas, along with teams from Central and Eastern Kentucky and a team from Columbus, Indiana. And for the Bluegrass Blazers, they compete with teams closer to their home base, but in other states, and that's what we'll talk with Bart about later on. The Bluegrass Blazers have a record of 9-8 coming into tonight's game. 5 of those 8 losses have been to Kentucky High School Association teams in this area. They lost to Allen County Scottsville on November the 27th, 71-64. They lost to Edmonson County, 81-64. Todd Central in the Caveland Classic, 80-73. And that was a game in which you mentioned, Bryce, Jonathan Thomas. He scored 29 points in that loss to Todd Central back in that Caveland Classic. And then they played Edmonson County a second time around, lost by 19. And they lost to Davies County, team up in Owensboro, by 16 points. And their game against Hart County was canceled for a second time on Saturday night, so they did not get that ball game in. But both the Trojans and the Blazers, they should be well rested. I mean, they've had some time to practice off and on over the 10 days. And, of course, Barren County's not been in school for over a week. So you take that out of the routine of a normal day, which sometimes can affect some teams more than others when you get on the court.
Well, last time they got 11 days off, they got a 22-point win over Casey County at the Campbellsville High School Holiday Classic. We'll see what happens early on in the game. It's going to be very interesting to see how these first 3 or 4 minutes play out as these two teams get a feel for each other. Like you said, Jay, we know about as much as anybody else, which is not much considering these Bluegrass Blazers. Yeah. But if there's one thing we've learned from even watching the JV team is the amount of pressure that they're going to put on Barren County from the start, the amount of full-court pressing they plan on doing, the amount of half-court pressing they plan on doing, and the double teams. Thomas is probably going to be as big as it gets in terms of size for the Blazers. So Barren County is going to get all the three-point shots and all the three-point looks they want. But the question is, the Blazers, these guards look like they're ready to run a track meet, just based on the muscle and the size of these kids, more than play a basketball game. Right. So we'll see. Yeah.
Well, we got more to come with the Don Franklin Glasgow countdown to tip-off. Tip off the season with huge savings and score big at Don Franklin Glasgow. It's the Barren County Trojans and the Bluegrass Blazers Homeschool from Oakland, Kentucky. And you're following the Trojans on 104.7 The Score.
Hey, son, what you doing?
Daddy, I'm gonna own a dealership one day.
All right, I'll dream with you.
From one small dream to over 25 dealerships in the state of Kentucky, we have set out to provide Kentuckians with reliable vehicles and the best customer service for over 50 years. This may have started with a simple dream, but our dedication to our customers will go on for generations.
I have been taking ag classes since my 8th grade year. In 8th grade, I was able to be the BCMS FFA secretary, and that's when I first started falling in love with FFA and ag classes. It has made me such a better public speaker. Before FFA, I was scared to get up on the stage and give a speech or even perform with the drama club. But now it has helped me become a better speaker, a better leader, a better server as well, because FFA is also very service-based, and it really has helped me come out of my comfort zone.
At
the culmination of our pathways, students have the opportunity to go out into the community and to be able to co-op. It's through these experiences that kids get real life experience. They get to practice the skills that they learn in the class hands-on.
I'm working here at Commonwealth Broadcasting Corporation, and it's just really awesome. I get to do lots of cool stuff like write commercials. I've voiced a couple commercials, and I just kind of help out with whatever anybody needs. My favorite part is getting to meet all the different kinds of people and also just getting opportunities like this co-op. It's really just been a wonderful learning experience.
Favorite part is just being able, instead of being in a classroom where you have to sit all day, you're doing your own work for something that you're actually interested in. I would recommend this course to other students just because it'll let them know if they would like to do this for a career.
So this class is responsible for growing produce and flowers, hanging baskets, and different vegetables in our school greenhouse that we sell to the public. We also use the produce that's left over after our annual plant sale to grow here in our raised garden beds, and then we harvest that produce throughout the summer. And then all of that produce gets donated to the Barren County Reads and Feeds program here that we do within our school district.
What I really like about with Project Lead the Way and with the STEAM content that I get to teach is it makes those real world connections. It's allowing kids to put their brain in action. It's not that, we're not at that time in the game where we're sitting and getting and taking notes and content. It's taking that content and applying it to real world selections. And that's what Project Lead the Way is allowing us to do and create those opportunities. Those students that you have in the classroom that may struggle with that reading and math are thriving with this content because they're able to put solutions to problems and fix things that they wouldn't necessarily get in a normal math or reading classroom.
Just being able to figure out what didn't work and how to make it work and how to work through that process just in itself for you as a person is important, but also it builds those skills that are going to be necessary for each grade that follows us.
At Barren County High School, other games around the area tonight on the CRS Construction Report. CRS Construction providing exceptional construction service with the highest attention to detail. On the schedule for tonight, not that many games with it being a Monday night, but there are a few doubleheaders. Monroe County is hosting Hart County tonight. South Warren is at Greenwood. Franklin Simpson playing at Russellville. And Cumberland County is hosting Russell County tonight. A couple of single games. Caverna Girls hosting Butler County, and Butler County Boys are hosting Allen County Scottsville. Well, the news around campus this week is Barren County Schools announcing the new head football coach for the Trojans next season, and that's John Myers. He's been named the new head football coach here at Barren County High School, replacing Tommy Muse, who was asked to step down as head coach after the 2023 season. Myers began his coaching career with Mayfield High School back in 1996. He served as assistant football coach and head baseball coach. And then from 2000 to 2004, he led the Monroe County High School Falcons football program. And then in 2004, he became the head football coach at Russellville High, where he served until 2017. Now, the last 5 years, he's been the offensive coordinator for the Glasgow Scotties football team and served in that role until this past season. So Coach John Myers will now be the new head football coach of the Barren County Trojans starting next season.
Well, I didn't think I'd have anything to add to that, but anytime you've got Mayfield High School
down in your part of the country,
down in my neck of the woods in Region 1, it won multiple state titles under Joe Morris.
Yeah,
that's a nail on the resume.
That's right. Looking at some stats, we break down some numbers. The Bluegrass Blazers, they average 63.2 points a game. They give up 66. They shoot 40% from the field. They made 68 threes on this season, about 4 per ball game. That's shooting at 29%, and they shoot 64% from the foul line. They average about 27 rebounds a game, and they turn the ball over just over 14 times a game. Again, I'm not sure what their other part of the schedule. That I know they play at a lot of different home schools out of state. St. Louis, they've been to Chattanooga, they've been Louisville, Lexington area, but we mentioned about the 6 games they had on the schedule for the KHSAA, and the closest loss to a KHSAA team we mentioned a little bit ago was Allen County Scottsville when they lost to the Patriots 71-64, and that was back on November 27th. Now, last year they played Cumberland County, Monroe County, Davis County, Hancock County, Butler County, and Hart County, and they lost by pretty big margins to all those teams. I think the closest loss of any of those teams was to Hart County by 20. They lost to Cumberland by 21. And so, but they try to play as many teams as they can in this area. Of course, I talked to Coach Joe Thomas. He's the assistant coach, the JV coach to Brent Wilson before the JV game started. He said their team is made up of students from Logan County, Warren County, and Barren County.
Yeah, they've played enough places for Johnny Cash to write a song about them, that's for sure. But all that matters is what's going to happen in these next 36 minutes plus of action. I think if we learned anything from the JV game that we just watched, it's that the Blazers are not going to get tired. They're going to platoon. They've got, much like Barren County, they've got 7-8 guys that might be a scoring threat. It's going to be really interesting to see how Barren County comes out in these first 3 or 4 minutes. And the Blazers, as little as we know about them, we didn't know what to expect in the JV game, but right. Barren didn't have a lead till there at the final 45 seconds there. The final score was their biggest lead of the ball game at 5 points. That's right. So they're not going to quit. I think this is going to be a much better ball game than some people might anticipate.
Could be. Got the starting lineup when we come back next. This has been the Don Franklin Glasgow Countdown to Tip-Off. Starting lineups, Barren County Trojans and the Bluegrass Blazers. Next on 104 The Score.
We start working all the way from kindergarten, and they start doing, if it's building the 3 Little Pigs houses and they have to build something and test it and all of these sorts of things, they start that kind of problem solving skills really young. We do a lot of group work, so they have to collaborate, they have to learn how to work well together, how to compromise. It's been really cool kind of seeing them kind of come in to kind of get all kinds of things. And plus it kind of prepares them, it kind of shows them like different career options and a lot of things that they've never thought about before. And so when we're doing Project Lead the Way and we're studying engineering, we'll pull up scientists and we'll pull up astronauts, and we've watched some launches on TV and just stuff like that to kind of show them that there's kind of a big world out there and there's all kinds of places and things that they can do.
Medical Detectives is part of the Project Lead the Way curriculum, a feeder to the biomed program at the high school. One of the things that I really enjoy about this class is that it does expose the students to a number of different medical careers and give them ideas that there are numerous potential career opportunities for somebody in the medical field.
I would definitely recommend the class for someone who has interest in medical sciences. And you'll learn a lot about the brain, vital signs, and just all around a lot about science.
Classes that we're offering here with Project Lead the Way, it allows them to have those real world problems where they're able to connect with each other, connect across soft skills that they're able to develop and work through those problems together. And so within our school, within our district, we provide lots of different opportunities for students to learn, to grow. And so that's what our goal here is at Barren County Middle School, is to empower students through our learning opportunities.
Here at the Business Department, we offer 5 different career pathways: accounting, admin support, entrepreneurship, management, and marketing. We're also adding travel and tourism to our department also.
Name one career field that doesn't use business skills. You can't, because business skills translate across all careers.
Well, the FBLA and the business pathways are so much fun, and the teachers are amazing. Miss Wright, Miss Rush, and Miss Childress are like my moms at school, and they're awesome. I personally love the marketing pathway, and that's the pathway that I have completed. And so it's a lot of fun, and you get to do co-op your senior year if you've completed the pathway. My co-op is amazing, and I love it here. But the business pathway just has allowed me so many new opportunities to meet new friends. My best friends are in the business pathway, and I met them when I was freshman. And we have just completed this pathway together and had so much fun.
Trojans under head coach Brent Wilson. His assistant coach is Joe Thomas. They'll start Easton Woodcock, number 30, a 5'6" senior, averaging 6.6 points a game. Grafton Dolan, number 11, a 6-foot junior, averages 5. Jonathan Thomas, number 24, a 6'1" junior, 9.3 points a game. Bo Wilson, a 6'3" senior, number 41, 8.7 points, 5.5 rebounds. And Barren Wilson, number 42, a 5'11" sophomore, averaging 4.2 points a game. Barren County Trojans, 11-4 on the season. 16th-year head coach Warren Cunningham, assistant coaching staff Matt Gardner, Jared Browning, and Gavin Withrow. Number 5, Tate Spillman, a 6-foot junior, 16.3 points a game. Number 3, Bray Bewley, a 6-foot junior, 9.3 points, 4.6 boards. Waylon Clemens, number 33, a 6-foot junior, 5 points a game. Mason Bunch, number 4, a 6'4" senior, 7.5 points and 4 rebounds. And Graham Hall, number 10, 6'5" senior, averaging 7.8 points and 6.2 rebounds. We'll come back with the Farmers RECC Jackie Browning Memorial opening tip-off after this break on 104 The Score.
I'm super proud of what we've been able to build in the last few years in our program. Our goal has always been to set students up for success. But what this does is I think it is a game changer because it creates that next step of connections for students to what we're doing in the curriculum and allows them to really see hands-on what nobody else gets to see.
I've absolutely loved the past 4 years being in biomed. I have got so many wonderful opportunities and it has prepared me so much for my future.
I really feel like our rigorous curriculum really prepares them for med school, physical therapy school, pretty much any graduate medical degree. Our table is a great asset. It's really just a really good supplement to help their learning.
Barren County High School is very fortunate to offer multiple career pathways. The biomedical pathway is just one of those, but our focus is always to have students hands-on experience that prepare them directly for the career that they're going to have when they graduate.
And in the jump circle for Barren County's Graham Hall, it is Bo Wilson for the Bluegrass Blazers, and the tap controlled by the Trojans. As they move to the right side of your radio dial, if you're listening to us tonight or whether you're watching us on BCHS Live, Spillman with a backdoor pass to Bewley. His shot is blocked by Wilson. He tried to save it in bounds. It'll stay with Barren County underneath.
Love the ball movement in the first 14 seconds. That's a beautiful pass from Spillman. That shot's going to be there to come.
Yeah. Bewley will toss it in right side of the basket. He's looking, still looking. Somebody's going to have to break open. It comes into the corner to Spillman. Spillman's covered up by Woodcock, trying to go up the baseline, gets cut off, has to reverse it back out. Now with a left-hand dribble, shovels it back out to Bewley. Bewley, right side of the floor, bounce pass off to Hall. Hall halfway to the corner, and he'll get it back out now to Clemens. Clemens with a crossover dribble to the left, reverses back right, penetrates down the lane. His floater, no, off the front of the rim. Hall with the offensive board. He goes back up and shot it too hard off the glass. The rebound comes off to the Blazers, Jonathan Thomas. Into the front court, Wilson. He drives, a little hesitation move, and we're going to have a jump ball. Somebody reached in, tied it up. The officials for tonight's game, Evan Ray, Mike Carby, and Tyler Jesse. The officials are sponsored by Monticello Banking Company. NBC, a proud supporter of Barren County basketball. As they try to get the ball inbounds, it's coming out now to Woodcock to set it up. Woodcock is guarded by Bewley. They go right side with it to Barren Wilson. They go down in the corner, down low. Bo Wilson kicks it back out. Now working inside. Here's a shot with the left hand. It's going to drop in. It's going to count. And a foul on Barren County. And the basket made by Dolan.
Strong hoop in the hard there from Dolan that creates the contact. Strong enough to finish it, and he'll get a free throw here.
And the free throw is up, and it's good. Dolan, a 57% foul shooter for the Blazers. Got a three-point play the old-fashioned way, and the Blazers lead at 3-0 over Barren County. Here's Clemens driving strong to the bucket, and he's going to be, well, I know what they were going to call there, a block or a charge, and they're going to call the blocking foul on 24. That's Jonathan Thomas, his first, and the first foul of the basketball game against the Blazers.
Thomas is who we've already seen plenty of early on in the last game. Looked like he got there just late. It probably could have gone either way, but he just slid his feet too long.
Clemens at the line, a 52.5% foul shooter. The first one rims off. He'll get one more. Clemens for the second shot. It's in the air, and this one rims good. Barren on the scoreboard now. 3-1 Blazers lead it. Here's Woodcock in front court, left of the key. Backs away, goes to the right side, hands it off to Wilson. Wilson now, and a traveling violation charged on Barren Wilson.
That travel and panic really caused by Tate Spillman getting to the ball, a double team, and forcing the turnover there. Good aggressiveness by Spillman, and it pays off.
Yep. Spillman handles the basketball. Bounce pass in there to down in low. It's Hall putting it up and in against two defenders.
That goes in for Hall. It was a little bit softer this time than it was the last time.
3-3. We're all tied. Here's Woodcock with it on the left wing. Out top. Three-point shot in the air is in and out, and Bunch with a rebound for the Trojans. The outlet pass comes to Clemens. Behind the back dribble, lost the handle. Trying to chase it down. He tapped it over to Spillman, and then a turnover by Barren. And here come the Blazers with it on the left side. Hooking it back off underneath. Thomas with it. Spins. Trying to go up in traffic. Falling away. Shot partially blocked. Taking down with it is Clemens. Clemens pushing it up the floor. Gives it to Bewley on the right wing. Three in the air is no good. Ball tipped out, and it's grabbed by Hall. Another offensive rebound for Graham Hall. They give it out to Bunch. Three-pointer in the air is no good off the right side of the rim. Spillman with another offensive rebound. Gives it back out to Bunch. Dumps it down to Hall. Hall works inside. Kicks it back left side. Here's Clemens with him on the baseline. In there to the left elbow to Hall. Out top is Bunch. Right side wing goes to Bewley. Breaks the leg, goes underneath to Hall, and he puts it in.
What a pass and what a cut from Hall. That's a beautiful ball movement from Bewley there.
5-3, the Trojans take their first lead of the basketball game with 5.5 minutes to go in the first. Woodcock fires a 15-footer on the left side as a foul called against the Trojans.
Well, doesn't look like much rust is befalling Barren County right now. They look pretty crisp for the first 2.5 and plus.
And that's two fouls on Tate Spillman. He'll have to come out. Yeah. Free throw good for Woodcock. He's an 81% foul shooter for the Blazers. So William Compton, 6'3 senior, averaging 10 points a game. He's actually the second leading scorer on the team, who has knocked down 43 three-point shots this year for the Trojans. Look for him to be putting it up a little bit. Second shot was missed. There's Clemens driving the bucket, too strong, and rebound comes off to the Blazers. Alex Slagle with it, who just checked in. Free throw line, jump shot, rims off, and Bunch with a rebound for the Trojans. Outlet pass comes to Clemens. Clemens trying to get around his defender. Nolan drives to the basket, puts it up. It is rolling off the top of the rim, and here comes Woodcock with it for the Blazers. Woodcock pulling up on the left side. Halfway the corner, dumps it down low. Working inside, there's a spin move. It's going up and no good for Wilson. Rebound comes off to Clemens. The outlet pass to Compton. Compton breaks to the middle, angles off to the left side. Hooks it back out. Clements, off it goes to Bunch. Right wing three, bottom.
But the three-point shot is open for anyone who wants to take it. Barren County, nobody's off limits right now, and that's a great shot from beyond the arc from straight away.
And that is Mason Bunch's 23rd three-point shot he's made this year. Three-pointer brought to you by the People's Bank. The People's Bank in Glasgow working for you. Three-pointer missed for the Blazers, and the Trojans have it. Here's Clemens behind the back dribble. Hands it off to Clemens, or rather to Bewley. Behind the back pass, who's Hall puts it in and a foul.
Barren County is controlling the tempo and then some right now, no doubt about it. And an and one there. Barren County doing a tremendous job getting to the line already, their third trip.
Fouls on Bo Wilson, his first, team second. And coming in for the Blazers, it's number 13. And I do not have his name.
Graham Hall up to 5 points right now as he takes the free throw. They're not afraid to utilize him early on, and that's been a big difference in the ball game as they lead 11-4. And a 7-point lead nearly midway through the first here.
And Hall has 7 of Barren County's 11. 11-4, Trojans. Tisdale, who just checked in, gets the pass and a give and go down a screen and roll, and he puts it up and in. That's Tisdale getting the bucket. And it's 11-6. Bewley with it out top. Gives it to Hall in the middle. One dribble over to Bunch. Gives to Bewley on the left wing. Now coming out to get it is Compton. Can't shoot the three. He's going to drive to the basket. Had it poked away. Turnover by Barren. Here come the Blazers on the attack. Bounce pass is going to be deflected out of bounds. It's intended for Tisdale, but the Trojans got a hand on it.
That shot was there if Tisdale was able to control it. Had a wide open look at the rim, but fortunately for Barren County, they'll get to play defense once more in this possession.
Slagle for a three. It's good.
No hesitation there from Slagle, and a 7-point lead all of a sudden trimmed to 2.
And that's his 24th three-point shot he's made this year. He's actually the leading scorer for the Blazers on the season, averaging 10.5. Bewley cut off down low. Hall's got it. Spin move in the lane. Scoops up and in.
Barren County just working the interior right now. What a first half for Graham Hall, 9 points.
13-9. Trojans lead it. 3:13 to play in the first quarter. An illegal screen called against the Blazers. They're going to put it on Tisdale. His first, team's third of the quarter.
I mean, Graham Hall averages 8 points a game. He's already got that and then some in the first 5 minutes here.
Ray Bewley will walk it up over the timeline for the Trojans. He'll send it off the right side over to Cade Hardy, who's in the ball game now for Barren. Here's Bewley launching a long three that's no good. Short off the left side of the rim. Compton, left elbow shot, no. And the rebound comes off to the Blazers, Bo Wilson. Wilson pushing it down the floor, stops, dumps it off down to Tisdale, feeds it back into Wilson, trying to go up with it, and it's swatted out of his hands and out of bounds.
And the more touches that Graham Hall gets here, the more that's going to open up three-point looks if they're going to be forced to double-team. 3-point looks for Bewley in players while Spillman continues to sit with 2 fouls.
And Jackson Reese, of 5'11", junior, averaging 2 points a game for the varsity, comes in.
Well, Barren County's got the size advantage right here, no doubt about that.
Here's Woodcock feeding it down low, and a fadeaway shot on the baseline hits the side of the backboard. And stolen away. Slagle scoops it back up, no good. Hall with a rebound, outlet pass to Cade Hardy. Hardy breaks to the middle, splits the defenders, kicks it off in the left corner. Reese for 3, got it!
Well, Reese has warmed up plenty. He already had multiple minutes in the JV game, and a nice corner 3. No hesitation there from Reese.
And for Jackson Reese, his basket of the ball game. That's the People's Bank 3-point shot, the second one of the quarter for the Trojans. 16-9 as the Trojans have a 7-point lead. Tisdale, right baseline. Spin move. Here's Woodcock putting it up and in.
That's a nice spin move from Woodcock as he gets in the ball game early on. That's just a gorgeous elementary spin move from Woodcock.
Here's Graham Hall, circles around with it on the dribble, gives it out to Compton. He's going to launch it up for 3. Hits off the rim, and the rebound comes off to Wilson for the Blazers. Stolen away. Jackson Reese diving for it, gets rid of it off to Hardy. Hardy to the basket, puts it up, no. Rebound, Hall puts it in.
And Reese, he'll get a steal for that, but he deserves more on the stat sheet, crediting for that bucket there by Hall.
11-18.
Reese is all over the place.
Yeah. 1:25 left to go in the first quarter. Driving with it is Slagle. He's cut off by Reese. Out it comes to Woodcock. Woodcock picks up his dribble, goes back to Slagle. Now Slagle directing traffic out there, looking, goes down low in there to Woodcock. He puts it up, it is good, and a foul.
Well, that's 5 straight for Woodcock. The point guard somehow has got 2 easy looks in there, opposed to the size for Barren County. He's the smallest guy on the floor, and he's gotten two wide open layups he's created for himself.
They got him listed at 5'6", and I guess that's almost that's correct, right? 5'6".
Maybe a little generous. I thought 6'3" was generous myself, but maybe it's just where we're sitting. But I'm not going to lie if I told you I didn't wish I had an extra 2 inches on me on the stat sheet when I was in high school.
Yeah. Second shot missed. Gavin Nunn, who just checked in, a 6'5" sophomore with a rebound. And it's stolen away. A bad pass. Driving, going underneath. Slagle scoops it up and in. Taking it from the right side to the left side with his right hand. And Slagle gets his 5th point of the ball game.
7 straight interior points for them to get back into this, the Blazers. Now
Clemens for 3. Got it! Waylon Clemens, who normally doesn't take 3-point shots, nails that one. That's the 3rd one of the quarter for Barren County. Is 21-15. Slagle with it out front. And we got a whistle away from the basketball. And the foul will be charged to the Blazers. Going to be on Bo Wilson, and that's his 2nd.
Oh, they've done pretty darn well without Spillman here in the for 5-6 minutes of action, and they'll get the ball back here with 34 seconds. I would say as long as they can hold it, get the last shot, at least keep a 2-possession lead. They're in good shape going into the second quarter.
Yeah, so Wilson takes his seat, and he's replaced by Tisdale. Barren County with 34 seconds to go in the quarter, leading 21-15. Here's Jackson Reese out top, left wing, Bewley. Compton set a screen, but it goes the other way. Here's a floater, no good. Rebound, Nunn, back up, no good. And the rebound comes off to Thomas.
That did everything but go in for Nunn.
Slagle driving behind the back pass in the corner, setting over for the 3 is Keller, it's no good. And Compton with a board for the Trojans. They just brought in Rex Keller, a 5'8" senior. Here is Bewley driving to the basket, puts it up. It is no good. Hung up on the rim and fell off, but a foul on the Blazers. I put it on Thomas, his 2nd, right? Is that his 2nd?
2nd foul on Thomas.
Free throw by Bewley, no good. Short. He's an 82.5% foul shooter, too. 19 of 23 on the season. Second shot of the way, it's good. 22-15, almost picked up by Reese. Here's a launching 3. Oh, man, that thing almost went down for Slagle. That's the end of the quarter. It's Barren County 22. The Bluegrass Blazers 15. We'll return in a moment to Bobby Steenbergen Court on 104 The Score.
It's not about having kids know content knowledge, like, hey, I memorized this order of things, or I know that. It's actually basically like a knowledge acquisition process. Do I know how to get knowledge? Do I know how to research? What's my question? How do I know when I've learned this? How do I know when I'm ready to go to the next thing? So for them in the STEAM process, what we look at is, what's our question first? What are we trying to accomplish? What's our goal when it's all said and done? I try to have models for the kids. We discuss things. We look at examples from the real world, and ultimately in the end, they have to figure out the engineering process for themselves. I'll provide them with materials. I'll provide them with instruction, even some direction, but ultimately in the end, they have to build these things, and that's the kind of real world stuff they're going to have to work through. That stuff will take them far beyond what they learn here. It's all about trying things, taking risk, and then applying what you've learned in a classroom to what you do in life, and then being able to develop techniques that you can use outside these walls.
We serve and believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Trojans 22, the Blazers 15. As we start quarter number 2, sponsored by Southern States Glasgow Co-op. As Jackson Reese gets the ball in play to Bray Bewley. Bewley gets it across the line, jump pass back to Reese on the left side. He'll bring it out. He needs some help. He's covered up out there. He gives it off to Bewley. Bewley is going to be fouled, and it will be charged to number 14, and that is Cale Woodcock, a 5'6" senior that checked in. First foul of the second quarter against the Blazers.
Spillman continues to sit right now as we start the second, but they've done such a good job not panicking and keeping their head up, passing the ball early on.
Mason punch in the corner. Clemens, another three-point attempt. Got it!
Wide open, no hesitation there from Clemens, and it counts. all the same as second three of the game.
How about two of them here in this half? Here's a long three. Slagle swishing it through. That's his second one of the game.
Second as well. So they're answering tit for tat, and a 7-point game. Barren, first double-digit lead did not last long.
25-18. They get rid of it over to Bewley in the corner. Here's Mason Punch. He'll fire it up for a three. It's coming off. Took a couple of bounces to the rim. Tapped out by Reese. And Hall reaches in. Going to be a tie-up here.
Yep.
And alternating possession to the Blazers.
You can tell Hall's getting a lot more attention now after 11 points in the first quarter. Had 14 against Glasgow, so he's definitely not showing any kind of rust at all. But that's part of why Barren County's getting some of these better looks at the three than they were early on.
Cade Hardy, 5'11" sophomore, averaging just over 5 points a game, checking back into the Trojan lineup. We played almost a minute of the second quarter. It's 25-18, and ball gets loose. Cade Hardy comes up with it. He's going to be fouled by Slagle. Slagle got into a trap. And on Slagle, his first. That's number 2 on the Blazers here in this quarter.
A good read there by Cade Hardy to force the turnover.
Bray Bewley sends it over to Hardy. Now Hardy on the dribble, looking right. Hooks it off in the right corner now to Bewley. Bewley got Hall, lob down to Hall. He's double teamed down low. One dribble, kicks it back out to Bewley in the right corner. Dumps it back into Hall again. Works inside the lane. Spin move, goes up with a shot, no. And the rebound comes off to the Blazers. Up court it goes to Tisdale. Tisdale drives, lost the handle, trying to get it back. Then it's tapped out of bounds by the Trojans, and it'll stay with the Blazers underneath.
You'll take that 9 times out of 9 with Hall. The shot he just took there. Just need a little bit more Charmin on it.
Blazers will inbound the basketball. 6:29 to play in the first half. Comes out to Slagle deep with the right side. Gets a screen set by Tisdale. Now reverses back the other way. Fires a long three, and it's way short. Rebound comes off to Bewley. Bewley works it up court. Off in the right corner. Up the baseline. Shovel pass into Hall. Has a shot blocked, and going to have a foul.
Now they're trying to get Hall a career high tonight, even though he hasn't scored yet in this quarter. That's his third or fourth attempt here in the first minute 48. He'll go to the line to add to it.
And that's 3 fouls on Jonathan Thomas. Hall at the line for 2. The first one is good. Hall, a 64.5% foul shooter. He has 12 points in this game.
And Thomas is going to come out along with a few others. So there goes some of the size that the Blazers had early on.
They bring Woodcock back in, along with Barren Wilson. We had 6 players on the floor there for a second. So Slagle comes out as well.
I guess they're not going to call that a technical unless they have to.
Hall back of the line. His second free throw shot is too strong. It's tapped up in the air. Grabbed by Punch. Dumps it back off to Bewley right of the lane. He'll hook it back over to Hardy. He'll launch it up for a 3. It is in and out. Rebound comes off to Wilson for the Blazers.
Some good minutes here for Hardy and Bewley. They've done a little bit of the dirty work there for the Trojans.
Trying to go up the baseline is Woodcock. He's cut off by Compton. He'll circle it out. Calls play number 2. 5:50 to go in a half. Barren County leads at 26-18. Wilson with it on the right side. Dumps it into Tisdale. Knocked away. Stolen by Bunch. Bunch takes it against Tisdale. Puts it up and in and draws a foul.
That's a bad foul there for the Blazers. If you're gonna try and prevent that, you cannot let him get that easy look at the layup that he just did for an and one.
And that's 2 fouls on Tisdale. 4th of the quarter against the Blazers. Mason Punch with a couple of baskets here in the first half. 1 of 3, the other one of 2. And his free throw is up, and it's good. And it's the largest lead for Barren County in this half. It's 29-18.
7 free throws so far here for
turnover.
The Trojans.
And it's Hardy to the basket. Puts it up, no good. Bunch with the rebound. Puts it up and in and draws a foul.
Looked like the Blazers went straight up to me and saw a foul, but Bunch has definitely earned his time at the line. And that's going to be 9 free throws here in the first 14 minutes here for Barren County. A very aggressive start. You know, you told me how 3-point shooting, how different this team was in years past, but really they have made the most of the interior tonight.
Free throws good for Punch. 2 old-fashioned threes back-to-back for the 6'4 senior. And it's now 32-18, Barren County. And they're in that 1-2-2 half-court trap. As Woodcock gets it over to Wilson. Wilson's in a trap, bounces back to Woodcock. Takes it left side, trying to get out of the trap, and a whistle, a foul. They're going to put it on Mason Bunch. His first.
That's about the most pressure they put on Woodcock here. He's been a good floor general for the Blazers and a huge reason to why they've even been in the ball game with those back-to-back layups. But it's really ballooned the lead from 7 to 14 here. It's doubled up.
Yep.
For Barren.
5:19 to go in the first half. Ball comes out to Dolan. And Dolan gets rid of the basketball to Barren Wilson. Barren Wilson being chased, gets into a trap. Cross-court pass to Woodcock. He'll fire it up for a three. It's good.
Hardy had the right idea, but he overplayed his hand just a little bit as he tries to help on the left side, and that's how Woodcock gets the three there for his 8th point of the ball game.
Penetrating the lane, jump shot for Hardy. It won't go, and the rebound comes off to Wilson. Bo Wilson with it for the Blazers. Brings it to the top of the key. He'll send it over to Woodcock on the right side. Trying to shake off Hardy. Takes it left side with a left-hand dribble. Forces up the shot over Hardy, and Hardy fouls him.
Really good minutes here from Hardy in the absence of Spillman with the foul trouble that he's had early on. Hardy, although he averages, he's not up there in terms of the points average, but he makes up for it in so many other ways. Defensively, he has really been the Iron Man for the Trojans early on here.
Woodcock has scored 9 points in this half. It is 32-22. Woodcock, an 81% foul shooter on the season. 32-22. One more for Woodcock. It's on the way, and it's good. 32-23. Trojans lead it by 9. Their largest lead was 14. So they've scored 5 straight. 4:36 to play here in the first half. Hardy putting down the dribble, sends it out to Bunch, sends it over now to Bewley on the left side. Fires it down to Hardy, had it knocked away, and it will stay with the Trojans on the left baseline. 4:27 to play.
A lot of the Blazers here played the early JV game, but I don't see a lot of huffing and puffing for them, do you?
No, not really. Bewley left of the basket, looking, going to have to hurry. Gets it in the corner to Bunch on the left-hand side. Pass is deflected, and then Hardy tried to get to it, and they're going to say it went off Dolan.
Hardy's seen plenty of minutes on the defensive side of the basketball here in the early ongoing.
Jackson Reese checking back into the Trojan lineup for Cade Hardy. As Bewley looks to inbound, out of the side, across the way, comes into Reese. He's in a trap, bounces back to Bewley. Bewley now looking. Gets it over to Bunch in the corner to Reese. Reese circles around, trying to penetrate, and the lane goes under, puts it in.
Well, Reese has proven in the last hour and a half, the JV game he played, he can take it all by himself, and he creates their 2 points out of thin air.
34-23, backed up to 11. 4 minutes to play in the first half. And here's Wilson getting rid of the basketball, and there to Dolan, fadeaway jump shot, good. His second field goal of the half. 34-25. Jackson Reese gives it out to Compton. Compton putting down the dribble. Goes over to Reese, right side. Down low and a bounce feed to Bunch. Now here's Reese. Free throw line shot, won't go. Rebound gets knocked loose, diving for the floor. And what do we got here? They're going to call a traveling violation on the Blazers. Kind of rolled over, I guess. Yeah. And that's commits a violation.
Reese Jackson keeps diving on the floor like that. He's going to have half his jersey number etched in with it, and you see how infectious it's been as he's got Mason Bunch to go down there with him as they're trying to dive for the loose ball.
Bewley, right side of the basket, floats it out to Hall. Now Hall goes back to Bewley in front of the Blazers bench. Circles around, sends it over to Compton. Compton working left side, bounce pass there to Hall. Hall, pass deflected up in the air, trying to go back to Compton with it. And a turnover by the Blazers, back the other way. Here's Bray Bewley, top of the circle. Right side, Jackson Reese thought about the three, feeds it to Compton. He missed the layup. Hall puts it back in. 14 points for Graham Hall. 36-25, Trojans lead by 11. Just under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Dolan with him on the right side, hands it off to Wilson. Now cuts back right. He drives the basket, puts it up and in. Barren Wilson.
The Blazers staying within striking distance, down 9 with 2:45 to play in the half.
Compton for a three. No good. Rebound Tisdale. He was about 25 feet out of that shot. Woodcock. Over to Wilson. That's Bo Wilson. Spin move in the lane. Puts it up. He's fouled.
It takes the Blazers a minute to get into their offense before their chances of scoring go up, but really impressed with the play of Woodcock.
Bo Wilson, a 71% foul shooter, swishes it through for his first point of the ball game. Slagle back in for the Blazers. Clemens back in for the Trojans. And it's 36-28. Barren County, 2:29 to play in the first half. Wilson for the second of two on the way. Got it. 36-29. 2:26 to play here in the first half. Bewley with a basketball. Takes it left side, had it back tap, and skips off the hand of Woodcock and out of bounds.
This is as close as they've been, Jay, since the end of the first quarter at 36-29. Really important final 2 minutes and 19 seconds to see if the Blazers can get back in this or if the Trojans can balloon this to double digits.
Ball comes into Bunch. Kicks it back out in the corner to Bewley. Floats it back to Bunch down low. Trying to backtrack into his defender. He's cut off. Has to do something with it. Sends it out to Reese. Reese back over to Bunch. He'll fire up the long three. Got it!
No hesitation from Bunch, and it pays off for him. That's a rip from downtown.
Number 5 of the half for the Trojans from deep. 39-29 the score. Slagle driving to the bucket. Puts it up. It rolls good and a foul.
That's a big utility for Barren County when your power forward and Bunch can go deep and down like that from downtown.
Yeah. Foul is on Reese, and that's number 1, I believe, on him. 4th team foul of the quarter. Free throw is good for Slagle.
Well, now he's got his average here at nearing the end of the first half.
39-32, Trojans lead it by 7. They work it down low. Bunch posted up. Spin move off the window and in with the left hand.
That's old school post move for Bunch.
Mason Bunch having a big night so far. Here's a layup by Woodcock. Got around his defender and put it up and in. Timeout by Warren Cunningham. With 1:33 to go in a half. It's Barren County 41. The Bluegrass Blazers 34. The largest lead was 14 at one time. It was 32-18 at one point. And this timeout brought to you by The People's Bank. The People's Bank, your local community bank working for you. Time to check out a Coca-Cola scoreboard update, and that's from the Trojanettes game down at Logan County tonight. Trojanettes winning that ball game 59-27.
And for Mason Bunch, that's double-digit scoring now for both him and Graham Hall. Mason with 11 here. Graham Hall with 14, so 24 of the 41 points from the big men here tonight for Barren County in the first half.
Yep.
Got to close this half strong.
Right. In the corner, here's Hardy with a jumper that won't go. Bunch with the offensive board, kicks it back to Hardy, gives it to Bewley. Bewley trying to penetrate, can't go at the free throw line, back out to Bunch. 25-footer, it is in and out. And the rebound comes off to Wilson. Down to 1:09 to play here in the first half. Long distance three for Slagle won't go. Battle for the rebound comes off to Bunch. Bunch ahead up to Bewley. Bewley on the right side stops back to Bunch. Bunch breaks it into the lane, kicks it back over in the corner. We've got a whistle and an offensive foul on Bunch.
Had the right idea. The last possession, Bunch tries to take and rip a three. It rims out, but if you're Barren County's Coach Cunningham, it's hard to say no anytime Bunch launches from that far out.
54.7 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Barren County with just a 7-point lead. Here's Dolan with it on the right side. Picks up his dribble, goes back to Woodcock out front. Now Woodcock working it to the left side. Goes to Slagle, just puts it up for three. It's short. Barely brushed the iron on the left side. Had a little more arch on it and went in. 36 seconds to play. And it's Bewley ahead in the corner. Compton gives it back to Bewley. Goes underneath. He lays it in.
One more defensive possession, and Barren County should be happy the way they go into the half up 9.
43-34 behind the back dribble and a layup good for Dolan. 43-36. Compton out of the corner for three. No good. Rebound comes off to Hall. Kicks it back to Hardy. Hardy penetrating the lane. Over goes to Clemens. 17-footer on the left side. Good.
Clemens' feet didn't even have to leave the floor for him to get that 10-foot jumper off from the left side.
45-36. Here's Woodcock. Turns behind him. Throws it to Slagle for a three. It's no good at the horn, and that's the end of the first half. 45-36. The Trojans on top of the Bluegrass Blazers. We'll come back with our halftime report in just a moment on 104 The Score.
For me, favorite thing to teach is just anything coding. I guess if I'm picking something specific, it would be JavaScript. That's just my first programming language that I learned, and it's just, I don't know, I feel like there's so many fun things that we can do with that. For outcomes, just seeing any students like continue in the field, even students prior that I've seen like go on to working in different software development jobs, and I even get to like bring them back in after and be guest speakers to my other students is just so, I feel like such an awesome thing to get to have and get to see.
It's definitely not what you think it is. There's a lot of different people. You meet a lot of different people with a lot of different perspectives. It's really a community, and you're kind of there to just help each other.
Just this career like pathway in general, not just like the pathway here, but just this career I feel like can be a great opportunity. The flexibility that comes with it, and obviously the pay, that's just something that's great for anyone that's interested in it.
I really like the hands-on aspect because I have several students, particularly this year, being that we do have such large gaps from our COVID time, that are having some trouble with reading. They struggle to do that. So when we do the hands-on and they're able to see the models and to watch me do it, that is taken completely out of the equation, and it gives them the confidence to really shine and do all these smaller tasks.
Building that foundation of how students can use science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, making those connections with the classroom teachers and what they're doing in their classrooms as well. And you know, sometimes they don't have the time to do those project-based type things. In our STEAM lab, they're able to do that. And then also with our Project Lead the Way, students are really thinking about how to build and solve real-world problems, presented with scenarios, and then they have to problem solve and come up with solutions as a team. And so we're really excited about laying that foundation here at Temple Hill this year.
It's halftime, and the Trojans leading 45-36 over the Bluegrass Blazers Homeschool from Oakland, Kentucky. And with me at halftime is Bart Warren, minister of the South Range Church of Christ. He's also on the board of directors for this Bluegrass Blazers program. And Bart, good to have you here on the broadcast tonight.
Thanks, Jay. My
Let me
pleasure.
turn your microphone on.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. My pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
I had a chance to talk with Coach Joe Thomas a little bit before the JV game. He kind of filled me in a little bit, but I want you to give us a little more history and background of the homeschool program.
Sure. Yeah, the Bluegrass Blazers, we've been around for more than 20 years. Been competing in basketball. We've added cross country as well, but we're pretty much a basketball organization because unfortunately only about 22 of the 50 states allow the Tim Tebow rule to where homeschoolers can play in their district with the other groups. But it's going really well. We love competing against not only other homeschool groups because we're in a league, but we also play against, as you can see, against the public schools, private Christian schools. We play anybody who'll play us.
And I talked to him about that too, and I mentioned there was about 5 teams that the Bluegrass Blazers have played this year: Allen County, Scottsville, Edmonson County, Todd Central, Davies County, Hart County.
Yes, sir.
In our area. And he also mentioned there's a girls basketball team
yes,
as well.
Sir. We have 4 boys basketball teams, an 18 and under, 16 and under, 14 and under, and a 12 and under. And then 1 girls basketball team. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So what about the conference you compete in? I know there's an Ohio River homeschool conference in the Louisville, Lexington area. What is it for the Bluegrass Blazers?
Yeah, we play in the MHAC. We play with teams from here in Kentucky and in Tennessee.
Okay. Like Chattanooga area?
Chattanooga, yes,
Nashville?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The Tennessee Heat out of Nashville. Chattanooga has got a team. Yeah, that's right.
Now, you have home games, I guess, and where do you play those home games?
We play in Oakland, Kentucky, at the Oakland Baptist Church, is our home gym. Yes,
okay,
sir.
Okay. And then the Nationals are played where?
Well, we have games at the beginning of the season, tournaments in St. Louis, and then at the end of the year we have tournaments in Springfield, Missouri. And so we make a number of trips to Missouri.
So there's a lot of travel for
yes,
sure.
Sir. We're absolutely a travel team, no doubt about it.
So do you raise funds for your travel team?
Yes, sir.
Is that coming from private donations? Or?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We reach out at the beginning of the year. We reach out to people to help us, whether it's individuals or corporations, to get some help for these teams to pay our referees, pay our gym rentals, those kinds of things, because we try to do everything legit, do everything above above board, do everything top of the line, and so we have. We don't do volunteer referees. We have legit referees, and we pay them, and so we need all that funding to help us do that.
And I guess you have to have fundraising events as well, don't you?
Well, we've done very little of that. Pretty much everything has either been just through donations of the kindness and generosity of people who believe in what we're doing and want to help us out, and then just small things like popcorn sales and things like that. But the vast majority of what we do comes through the kindness and generosity of sponsors and donations.
So where do you go after this game? I know this. You don't have the schedule in front of you.
I don't have it in front of me.
I'm sure you're going to be traveling somewhere.
Yes, sir. Well, we have a home game this Thursday.
Oh, okay.
And then we travel this weekend to Louisville.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
And the team, this team, boys team, is made up of students from Logan County, Barren County, and Warren County. Just
yes, sir.
anybody.
Keep going. Yes, sir. That's right.
Okay.
Yes, sir. All over.
So I didn't know. I talked to Coach Thomas a little bit about that. He mentioned Logan, Warren, and Barren. I didn't know if there was anybody else like from Hart or Allen or Edmondson, around that area that's close to Oakland.
Well, I was telling some others just recently, we have families that travel a long distance one way just to be there for practices and things like that. So it takes a big commitment from our group that if you want to be a part of this, you're real serious about it. And so you invest the time to drive to practices and drive to games. But we're a tight-knit group, and we enjoy being together, and we enjoy competing at the highest level we can.
All right. Well, Bart, thanks for being on the air with us tonight. And,
my pleasure.
Good luck to you the rest of the way.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it, man. You always do a great job. Appreciate you.
We'll be back with our halftime stats after this break on 104 The Score.
Hey, son, what you doing?
Daddy, I'm going to own a dealership one day.
All right, I'll dream with you.
From one small dream to over 25 dealerships in the state of Kentucky, we have set out to provide Kentuckians with reliable vehicles and the best customer service for over 50 years. This may have started with a simple dream, but our dedication to our customers will go on for generations.
I have been taking ag class since my 8th grade year. In 8th grade, I was able to be the BCMS FFA secretary, and that's when I first started falling in love with FFA and ag classes. It has made me such a better public speaker. Before FFA, I was scared to get up on the stage and give a speech or even perform with the drama club. But now it has helped me become a better speaker, a better leader, a better server as well, because FFA is also very service-based, and it really has helped me come out of my comfort zone.
At the culmination of our pathways, students have the opportunity to go out into the community and to be able to co-op. It's through these experiences that kids get real life experience. They get to practice the skills that they learn in the class hands-on.
I'm working here at Commonwealth Broadcasting Corporation, and it's just really awesome. I get to do lots of cool stuff like write commercials. I've voiced a couple commercials, and I just kind of help out with whatever anybody needs. My favorite part is getting to meet all the different kinds of people and also just getting opportunities like this co-op. It's really just been a wonderful learning experience.
Favorite part is just being able, instead of being in a classroom where you have to sit all day, you're doing your own work for something that you're actually interested in. I would recommend this course to other students just because it'll let them know if they would like to do this for a career.
The stats and scoring real quick. Trojans led 22-15 at the end of the first quarter and outscored the Blazers 23-21 in the second quarter to take a 45-36 lead. Blazers had 12 field goals, 3 threes in the first half, 5 of 8 from the line, 12 points for Easton Woodcock, 11 from Alex Slagle, 7 from Crafton Doyon, along with 2 points from Bo Wilson and Barren Wilson. Thomas did not score in the first half, got in foul trouble, picked up 3 fouls. The Trojans, 17 field goals, 5 threes, 6 of 9 from the line, 14 each from Mason Bunch and Graham Hall, 9 from Waylon Clemens, 5 from Jackson Reese, and 3 from Bray Bewley. Tate Spillman got into foul trouble early in the first quarter and sat out the rest of the half, did not score.
But if you're going to be a top team in region in the region here, you've got to find other ways other than depending on your number one scorer at 16 points a game. Spillman, who had 19 points without a three-pointer against Glasgow the other night on Friday night in the win. You've seen other people make up for it. You've seen Graham Hall and Mason Bunch, who have just pounded the ball inside, and between the two, Bunch has had a couple three-pointers, but the interior has just been completely dominated from Barren County so far, and that's why they lead by 9 and have led by as many as 14.
Yep. As we get ready for the Farmers RCC Jackie Browning second half, third quarter, brought to you by Southern States Glasgow Co-op. Spray Bewley handles the basketball, moving from right to left, sends it over to Clemens on the right side. Clemens gets it back to Bewley. Bewley looking inside, wanted to go back door to Clemens, comes out to Bunch, he turns and fires a three, and it's off the mark. Long rebound chased down to the corner by Barren Wilson. Blazers have it in the front court. Takes it to the top of the key. He wants to drive against Clemens. Stops down low. Now has to put up the shot. He put it up. It spins out, and the rebound comes off to Bunch. He gives to Clemens. Ahead up to Spillman. Spillman will kick it back out. Bunch, top of the key. Three. No. Rebound Hall. Back in the corner. Bewley. Out to Clemens. He'll launch it for a three. It's a
launch. It's a lot easier to play defense and get back in transition when they go in, and that three goes in there for Clemens, his first of the night.
Yeah, three of them here in this ball
three
game.
of them, right.
Waylon Clemens. And
first of the half.
He doesn't even shoot three-pointers. 48-36, back up to 12. The ball skips off the hand of Wilson and out of bounds. It goes back to the Trojans.
Yeah, had two in the first half, and his third three-pointer of the game. He's in double figures now. The third Barren County Trojan in double figures here just to start of the third quarter.
Yeah. And here's Bewley. Gets rid of it to Spillman. Spillman kind of weave through traffic, gives it back to Bewley, the baseline, bounce pass in the corner to Bunch, out to Clemens, back over it goes to Spillman, feeds it off to Hall, top of the key, over the corner goes to Bewley, up the baseline, he's cut off, needs some help, he'll throw it back out to Clemens. And now Clemens looking, putting down the dribble, works it into the paint, bounce pass off to Hall, the left elbow, back in the corner goes to Clemens, he goes up the baseline, back to Hall on the left wing, and now back out to Spillman. Defended by Woodcock. Right side it goes to Clemens. Now wanted to get rid of it. A late whistle, and traveling violation on Clemens.
14 passes for Barren County on that possession, and in counting, it's a shame it ends up at the turnover. Good ball movement, just a sort of a bonehead mistake there.
Coca-Cola scoreboards we reported earlier. Barren County Trojanettes winning over Logan County tonight, 59-27. Here's Woodcock. Looking up top to Thomas, who's back in the ball game, playing with those three fouls. Works against Bunch, forcing up the shot. Ooh, a foul on Mason Bunch, and that's his third. Team's first of the third quarter.
It's going to be the first free throws of the night here, I think, for Thomas.
It is. He has not scored in this basketball
Very
game.
surprising.
67% foul shooter, gets his first point. And it's 48-37. Cash Moore checks into the Trojan lineup, a 6-foot senior for Mason Bunch, who will sit down a little while with those three fouls. Bunch with 14 points in the first half.
Thomas has got good control of his feet. That's why he was able to draw the foul there. Most of the Blazers' points have come from the inside, but from their point guards.
Lead back to 10, 48-38. Trojans had a 14-point lead at one time. They go inside. Hall to the basket, gets it blocked from behind, and here come the Blazers on the attack. Here's Wilson with it. Wilson breaks it right down the lane, puts it up with the left hand. It's in there.
A clean block and coast to coast. All of a sudden, it's an 8-point game again here midway through the third.
And a 30-second timeout by Coach Warren Cunningham of the Trojans. 5:51 to go here in the third period. Barren County with an 8-point lead. It's 48-40. Don't forget, tomorrow night we're back here for Trojan and Trojanette basketball with Russellville coming in. 6 o'clock tip-off time for the girls. Airtime 5:45 with the Don Franklin Glasgow countdown to tip-off.
We're going to make up for those 11 snow days you guys just had with 4 games in the next 5 days, including this one. I think it's imperative that Barren County gets a win tonight and gets back on a winning streak. With all the wins they've had this season, aside from their opening night against Campbellsville, it's all been in bunches. It's been winning streaks of 5, winning streaks of 4, and we'll see if they can get another one here before they get Monroe County on January 27th.
Yep. And that's on Saturday night over in Tompkinsville. Here's Spillman with the basketball, right elbow. It's cradling his Hall. Out top it comes to Clements. Here's Spillman with it now, trying to go inside. Has a shot blocked. It's tapped away out of bounds. I'm going to say it went off Bewley.
Well, they're going to need Spillman eventually. I know they've gone this far without him scoring, but an 8-point lead. The Blazers are threatening to cut this down to 5 or 6.
Yeah, Spillman averages just over 16 points a game, has gone scoreless tonight, of course, in foul trouble. Spin move of the lane. Wilson up with the left hand. It's no good. And the rebound comes off to Hall for the Trojans. Off to Bewley. Bewley up the right side, cuts back left, top of the key. Over goes to Clemens, back to Bewley. He'll send it down to the right corner to Spillman. Spillman looking in as Hall is posted down low, wanted it, but can't get it to him. Bewley out of the left corner, drives toward the lane, kicks it back to Clemens. Clemens drives under, up with the left hand and in.
4 out, 1 in, and then it pays dividends. It gives Clemens the room to breathe and the room to drive inside for the 2 there. Clemens is at an outstanding ball game now. He's got 11.
And a turnover by the Blazers. Here's Bewley with a basketball for Barren. In the corner, Spillman, trigger 3.
Got it. Welcome to the game, Tate Spillman.
Yeah.
3 points there. Your first of the night.
Peoples-Bank 3-point shot for Tate Spillman. Makes it 53-40. And another turnover. Hall had it for a moment. Had it batted loose by Thomas. Here's Wilson. Back to Thomas. Throws up the little floating shot. Good in the lane.
Long way to go in this ball game, but that little quick 5-0 spurt there from Spillman and Clemens really was big.
53-42. Clemens down the lane, left side, puts it up and in. What a night Waylon Clemens is having. 16 points. He only averages 5 a game.
He's daring you to stop him. That's back-to-back transition buckets for Clemens and drive it hard to the hoop.
55-42. The Trojans lead it going up the baseline. Thomas throws up the shot. It won't go. Crashing into the board. Whistle. It's out of bounds off the Trojans. I believe it went off Spillman.
Yeah.
As Slagle checks back in for the Blazers. 3:58 to play here in the third quarter. Barren County 55, Bluegrass Blazers 42. Comes in the corner to Wilson. Wilson's going to launch it up for 3. It's no good off high. Ball slapped out. Woodcock, he'll spot up and shoot the 3 ball. It's no good. Chasing it down is Cash Moore for the Trojans. He gets into a trap, gets rid of the basketball to Clemens. Clemens in the corner. Spillman out of the right corner for 3. Bingo! And a foul.
Chance for a 4-point play here for Spillman, right corner, but that only possible because of the pass Clemens made in transition. Had about 0.5 seconds to think about where that ball was going to go, but he knew Spillman was camping out in the right corner for 3 there, and a chance really to extend this to their biggest lead of the ball game, 17, if he makes this free throw here midway through the third.
And Bill Wilson picks up his 3rd personal foul. He'll have to go sit down, as Thomas is on the bench also with 3. Spillman, a 74% foul shooter. The free throw, good.
Beautiful form. That was string music. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Spillman on that 3.
Now the lead has increased to 17. It's 59-42. Woodcock off to Wilson. Cross-court pass. Slagle, the 3 ball. It won't go. Tisdale, the rebound. Back up, no good, but a foul. And they're going to put it on Graham Hall.
Cash Moore boxed out there. Just a little bit off the left side that Tisdale gets the favorable bounce to get that offensive rebound.
Wilson lobs it out to Tisdale on the right wing. Tisdale feeds it back to Wilson in the lane, right at the right elbow. Spin move, trying to go up against Clemens. Shoots over him. It's no good. Ball slapped out. Tisdale grabs the offensive board. Goes back up. It's blocked in there by Hall. He takes it, gives it off to Spillman. Ahead up to Bewley. Bewley on the right side. Bewley now back out to Spillman. Spillman trying to penetrate. Can't go. Woodcock defending in there. Nice pass underneath. Reverse up and in for Bewley.
That's back-to-back beautiful passes there. First it was Clemens, now it's Bewley.
And now the lead is 19 for the Trojans, and they throw it away. Cross court intended over there for Woodcock. Had too much on that one, and the Trojans get it back with 2:52.
You might say this is where Barren County starts to get really comfortable. Up 19 here, 2:52 here to play in the third quarter, but it's been the opposite. I know Barron's going small here with Mason Bunch on the bench and Graham Holland, but this has been one of their better lineups.
Left elbow, Cashmore flips it out to Spillman. He'll fire it up for 3. It's off to the right. Ball chased down the corner, and it's won by William Compton, who's back on the court. Cashmore trying to penetrate in the circle, gives it back to Spillman. The corner goes to Bewley. Bewley covered up, goes down to Spillman. Spillman down the baseline, into the corner, goes back to Bewley. He finds an opening, goes to the basket, kicks it off. Oh, it's going to be chased down as Moore right before the midcourt line. Back out to Bewley. Bewley fires it down in the Hall. Hall throws it off in the left corner. Compton, the 3 ball. It's no good. Ball slapped down, but it's taken by Thomas. Thomas driving, falls down with the basketball. Compton comes up with it. He'll give it off to Bewley. Bewley down the middle of the right side gets bumped, and the foul will be charged to number 14, That's Cale Woodcock, his second.
They're running and gunning a couple of ugly offensive possessions. Both teams trying to fast break here. The Blazers have got to go down 19 here. Only about 10 minutes to play in the ball game.
And ball comes out to Mason Bunch, who's back of the court now. Spillman working left of the lane in the corner. Here's Cashmore with a three. It's no good. Rebounded there by Bunch. Back to Spillman. Oh, and saved in bounds behind the back by Bewley, but the turnover by the Trojans, and then they turn it over. Bewley comes up with the basketball, gives it to Spillman, ahead up to Moore, and it's deflected out of bounds by, no, I thought Tisdale got a hand on it. But
seems like in this game, Jay, if you're going to get one turnover, you're going to get about 2 or 3 to follow. A lot of teams, both of these teams, once they gain possession off the turnover, it seems they get a little bit over-aggressive or get a little bit antsy and then turn it back over themselves.
Minute 38 to play here in the third. Go to that 1-2-2 trap again as Cale Woodcock. And turnover. It's Bunch with the basketball for the Trojans. Stops right across the half-court line. Gives it to Bewley at the free throw line. Here's Spillman. Triggers that three. It's no good. Rebound Jackson Reese. Reese to the right corner with it for the Trojans. Sends it back out to Bewley. Bewley making a move down the lane. Throws up the runner against the glass. No. Bunch puts it in.
Again, Jackson Reese with the elbow grease, and eventually Bunch finds the hoop and a 21-point lead.
Yeah.
Now with the final minute to go in the third, their largest lead of the game. Looking pretty good for Barren.
Oh, going to have a foul here mid-court. And it's on Jackson Reese, his second, team's third of the quarter. Barren County has scored 18 in this quarter. The Blazers have scored 6. Think they might be getting a little tired.
And the Blazers, who normally average 63 points a game so far, held to 42.
And there's a shot going up and in for Keller.
Someone we thought we'd hear more of tonight. Keller's first 2, he averages 10.
Yeah, so Slagle averages 10.5.
Yeah.
63-44. Left corner, Compton circles halfway out. Now looking for help, hands it off to Cade Hardy, who's back in the game. Hardy back over to Compton. Can't shoot the three. Drives in the lane, kicks it off in the corner as Reese handles it. Reese driving in. He's cut off. Back out to Spillman. Right side, Compton. Three. Got it.
Barren County looks like they play some of those old Phil Jackson practices where you'd have to play without the basketball. The passing has been superb and pristine for Barren County off that three.
66-44. Trojans lead at 17 seconds to go in the quarter. And here's Woodcock with a jumper. No good. Spillman with a rebound. 10 seconds to go. Third quarter. Spillman, front court. Spillman driving, going to the bucket, and he's going to be fouled with 4.6.
Good idea there to get aggressive if you're Spillman. Want to get your rhythm when you've got all these games coming up. Chance to get into double-figure scoring here now for Spillman, averaging 16 on the year. Had such a big game against Glasgow. If he does make a free throw, he'll join Hall and Bunch, and Clemens is the 4th Trojan in double-figure scoring.
Yeah. First free throw's good. Tate Spillman with 8 points here, all in this quarter. Couple of threes, couple of free throws. Waylon Clemens coming back in for Mason Bunch, 67-44. And Spillman puts it in.
4 for 4 from Spillman from the stripe.
68-44. Ooh, another foul before we got across half court with 3.3 seconds. They put it on Clemens, I believe, his first, team's 4th of the quarter. Ball comes into Woodcock, 2 seconds, 1 second. Going to have to launch it, forces up the three, hits the back of the iron. That's the end of the third quarter. After 3, Barren County 68, the Bluegrass Blazers 44. We'll return with the final 8 after this break on 104 The Score.
So this class is responsible for growing produce and flowers, hanging baskets, and different vegetables in our school greenhouse that we sell to the public. We also use the produce that's left over after our annual plant sale to grow here in our raised garden beds, and then we harvest that produce throughout the summer. And then all of that produce gets donated to the Barren County Reads and Feeds program here that we do within our school district.
Hey, son, what you doing?
Daddy, I'm going on a dealership one day.
All right, I'll dream with you.
From one small dream to over 25 dealerships in the state of Kentucky, We have set out to provide Kentuckians with reliable vehicles and the best customer service for over 50 years. This may have started with a simple dream, but our dedication to our customers will go on for generations.
To Wilson, takes it to the left side, hands it off to Keller. Keller, free throw line, jump shot is no good, off to the right. Rebound by Cale Woodcock. It comes out to Keller. Keller, right elbow, jumper, no. Rebound comes off to Compton. He'll give it to Reese. As Reese brings it into the front court for the Trojans. Stops, top of the key. Thought about the three. Going to get rid of it over to Clemens and back out front to Spillman. Left side it comes to Hardy. Now Hardy, one dribble, back out to Clemens. Clemens now looking. Oh, he almost walked. Comes down to Reese. He puts it up and he's fouled.
Clemens found the gap there to get Jackson Reese to the free throw line, and Reese has been everywhere tonight, a chance to go up 25-26. It's been a different player every quarter for Barren County. The first quarter, it was Hall. Second quarter, it was Bowley, and then now you've got Clemens and Spillman in the third. We'll see who takes over in the fourth.
Yep. Jackson Reese makes the first one and misses the second one. Rebound comes off to Bo Wilson for the Blazers. Bounce pass underneath.
Oh, wow.
What kind of a shot that was. It's kind of a circus shot right here at the side of the backboard. And on the other end, Reese with a layup.
If it was about 30 feet beyond where he shot it, it'd be a Hail Mary, so we'll just say that was a prayer.
Here's Bo Wilson for a three. Got it. And it is 71-47. All of a sudden, Clemens driving, throws it up and in.
Clemens has gotten whatever he's wanted from the interior tonight, Jay.
And it's 73-47, 6:40 to go in the basketball game. Keller works against Reese. He's cut off. And a ball batted away into the Blazer bench.
Clemens has tripled up. Clemens has tripled up his average here. 16 points for Clemens, an outstanding second half, and he's continuing that here in the fourth. Blazers are in trouble, down 26 with 6:34 to go.
Yep. It's Cale Woodcock, and going to be a foul on Clemens coming from behind and knocked the ball away from Bo Wilson. Clemens' second personal, first of the fourth quarter. Blazers basketball, 6.5 to go. This ball comes out to Wood. That's Miller Wood, a 5'11 junior. Wilson in the lane up with the left hand, no good, but a foul. Another foul on Clemens.
Yeah.
That's going to be number 3.
And he's going to come out of the ball game. Looks like, or he's just going to go talk to coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a quick chat.
So Bo Wilson, 2 for 2 at the line tonight, 71% shooter. First one is in there for point number 8. And it's 73-48. Wilson for one more. It's in the air, and it's going to come off. And we got a foul on the rebound. I'm going to put it on. It's going to be on Miller Wood. His first team second of the quarter.
Well, you don't want to get sloppy the last 6 minutes. You've got a few games coming up this week. We'll see how Barren County finishes this one out.
Spillman gets cut off, comes out to Hardy. He penetrates the lane, goes under, puts it up and in.
Maintains control the entire time before the finger roll layup to go up 27, as large as they've led tonight.
75-48, and down low. Here's Wood missing the shot from short range. It's taken by Clemens. Clemens in the corner. Jackson Reese going up the baseline. He'll go in for the shot. It is no good. Oh, and call an offensive foul. Must have lowered his shoulder.
He did. I tell you what, between Clemens and Reese Jackson and Kate Hardy, those three have been fun to watch tonight.
Yeah, we're going to get Dolan back in, Tisdale back in, and they're changing the lineup for the Trojans as Graham Hall, Mason Bunch, Cash Moore, and also Carter Browning. Seen his first action tonight, number 23, a 6'3 senior. Spillman's going to check out. He thought he was still on the floor.
I would say that's probably it for Spillman, wouldn't you, Jay?
Probably so. 5:56 to play. Barren County leads at 75-48. Wilson driving left, spin move. Oh, threw a bad pass, and it's going to be out of bounds. Barren County's basketball.
Oh, Barron's been able to capitalize on the turnovers that have gone out of bounds for the Blazers. It gives the offense a chance to set up, and Bewley a chance to assess what they want to do.
Pass almost picked up by Tisdale. Lost it out of bounds. Stays with Barren at 5:40. Get the local news, information about local events, and much more that you need to know from Barren County and Glasgow online by logging on to GlasgowNews1.com. Bewley in the lane, stops in the corner. Carter Browning a three. It's an air ball. And taken by the Blazers as Bo Wilson has it top of the key over to Slagle to the right side. Spins back to the right. Now dumps it down into Tisdale. He puts it in and draws a foul.
Tisdale's made his presence known inside a little bit, but you can tell Barren County, when you've got 4 or 5 threats that can score, there's no one that you can lay off of. And Barren County, looking at the Region 4 standings right now, they have proven they can compete with anybody, and only Bowling Green above them.
Mm-hmm. Tisdale's second shot, or his free throw shot, is no good. Trying to make a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Barren County leads up at 25. Here's Browning to the baseline at the Hall. Swings it left over to Moore. Moore heads toward the lane to the left elbow. Gives it over now to Carter Browning. They go inside to Hall up with a left-hand hook. Gets in there.
Beautiful shot by Hall. Had about 2 or 3 inches on his defender. This is about as big of a line as Barron's had all night, and it's paid dividends.
And Hall with his first 2 of the second half. He scored 14 in the first half. Tisdale steps back, shoots the 3 ball. It is coming off. And a ball slapped out of bounds by the Blazers. It'll go to Barren at 4:49.
Hall did all that damage in the first quarter of the first half. Really, they haven't needed him, at least
That's
offensively, as much. There have been other people step up and contribute.
Bewley gets it across the line. Carter Browning over to Mason Bunch. Goes back to Browning. Flips it down in there to Bewley down low. Hooks it back to Hall. He'll give it out to Browning for a 3. It is no good. Rebound to Bunch. He puts it back up and in.
There was just no size inside for the Blazers to contend with that offensive rebound for Bunch.
18 points for Mason Bunch. It's 79-50. Barren County leads it by 29. Here's a 3 by Wilson. No good. Offensive rebound by Dolan. Takes it out to the right corner. Wanted to shoot. Goes down to Tisdale. He's posted down low. Spins. Turns up a follow-away shot. No good off the glass. Rebound. Dolan back up. No good. Follow-up. No good. Ball skips out and chase down. Wilson's got it for the Blazers. Blazers with Wilson. Giving it out to Slagle. Slagle round the horn to the left side. Drives the basket. Puts it up and in.
It looked like he twisted his knee there. Turned an ankle. Slagle's down and he's in pain.
He is in a lot of pain. Yep. That's I could tell that when he went down.
Yeah. Made the basket, but I know that the Blazers are worried about a lot more than that right now. Maybe a cramp, but.
Well, the trainer, Dwayne Miller, out there working with Slagle.
That was the easiest bucket Slagle's had all night. And he just had so much power going to the rim there, and his momentum carried him. He's going to walk off.
He seemed to be okay. That's a good sign. That's a good sign when you're walking it off. Because those ACLs, you're not going to walk them off. There's a run out of the other end. Bunch can't get to it. It goes out of bounds.
Yeah, you'll know pretty quickly with what injury you're dealing with.
And the basket by Slagle was his 13th point, his first 2 of the second half. 79-52, 3:50 to play, and it's Blazers basketball.
Barron's going to have done a great job keeping Slagle at bay, even though we just got his 13th point there. Would be surprised if he comes back in.
Yep. There's a shot of the lane that's no good. Rebound to Cash Moore off the missed shot from Dolan. Cade Hardy works in the front court. Woodcock tries to stay with him. Hardy, left side, sends it off to Bunch. Back to Hardy. He'll launch it for 3. It won't go. And a rebound going to be out of bounds. I believe Carter Browning was fighting for it with Wilson, but it's out of bounds off Browning.
Well, it's been a complete game for Barren County. 3:27 to play here and up 27 at 79-52. They've already taken their yearly average of 64 points a game and up that by 15. It may not count towards the district or the region, but it's going to count in the locker room tonight. This is end-to-end for Barren County.
Right. 3:20 to play. Wilson with a basketball. Check and bake move. Drives, cut off, and the shot partially blocked by Gavin Nunn. Put back up by Nolan. No good. And now another rebound as Thomas will pump fake. Puts it up. He's no good. And going to be a foul here. And it's on Carter Browning.
Barren County a bucket away from hitting the 80-point mark for the first time all season. This is their season high in points. Total scored.
Thomas puts it up. It's good. That's his 5th point of the basketball game. All here in the second half. A field goal, 3 of 3 from the foul line.
Good minutes here for guys like Nunn and Cashmore to finish out.
Thomas hits them both, makes it 79-54, 3:08 to play. Hardy works it up court against Woodcock. Now tries to set things up as we're down to 3 minutes left. Hardy, bounce pass, trying to force it down, and they got hit back to him there. There's a bad pass, and loose ball to the floor, scramble for, and we're going to have a foul.
Don't get sloppy now.
Yeah, foul will be on Browning, his second.
Well, Cunningham's got these guys playing the right way. Favorable schedule. I know you feel like, Jay, you haven't been home very much. You've been in Bowling Green almost. They've put a 10 up for you.
At Bowling Green.
So hopefully
supposed
the home
to win
crowd
Bowling
comes
Green
back.
Tuesday night, and got snowed out.
We've had a decent crowd here file in, but hopefully they'll be back tomorrow night for the Russellville game.
Got girls and boys tomorrow night, so.
Glasgow
Thomas,
again?
Yeah, Glasgow. Go to Glasgow on Friday night. Go to Monroe County on Saturday night. Thomas sinks the free throw. 5 of 5 for Jonathan Thomas.
You look at the schedule coming up for Barren County. Every game winnable. Adair County coming up. That's not till February 10th. But you've got 2 games against Monroe County coming up that'll really test Barren County as well.
Right. Thomas hits that free throw to make it 79-56 with 2:50 to play. And they're going to pick up a full court pressure here. Ball comes into Hardy. Now they'll cut back into man-to-man defense. There's Hardy into the front court now. 2:44 left. Hardy.
Game's in the refrigerator, Jay. Better's getting hard and the jello's jiggling.
Yep. Here goes Woodcock to the basket. He puts it up and in.
Hadn't heard from him quite as much this half as you did in the first half. Good adjustments from Barren defensively to make that sure.
His first 2 points in the second half. He's got 14 for the ball game. Here's Jackson Reese.
Good pass.
Oh, underneath the Nunn. He can't finish, then puts it back in. Gavin Nunn, 6'5" sophomore, averages 2 points a game coming off the bench. 81-58 the score. Here's a reverse up no good for Slagle, who just checked back in.
A lot of court visit from Jackson Reese. I don't think they use phone books anymore, but he could find you in there if he had a.
And a nice feed down to Nunn from Jackson Reese.
Back-to-back fantastic passes from Jackson Reese from elbow to elbow.
83-58, just under 2 minutes to play. Here's a spin move up with the left hand, no good for Wilson. Nunn with a rebound, off to Hardy. As Hardy works it to the front court. Holds up, gives it to Bunch. Hands it back to Hardy. Timeout by Warren Cunningham just to get some new players into the ball game. And we're going to get into the game Will Brody Spillman, a 6'1 junior. Also in the game, number 2, Ian Mannion. And got Cameron Pipp into the ball game. Here's a jumper from the right elbow. Good. Fresh off the bench. How about Ben Blackburn knocking it down?
That was a sweet shot from about 15 feet off the elbow. Wide open, and he made him pay.
85-58. Inside. Wilson up in the left hand. It's going to bounce and go in. Bo Wilson.
Yeah. Well, I hope we see this team again. I don't know what their plans are going forward with this Blazers squad, but it'd be nice to form a relationship with this team.
Off the glass and in. Another shot for Blackburn. 87-60. 1:05 to play. Woodcock getting the screen from Wilson. Around the top of the horn. Cuts back to the left. Cuts back right. Jump shot is up. It's short. Rebound Gavin Nunn. The outlet pass comes to Mannion. He's going to drive to the basket. Gets fouled from behind. Then Slagle went down. Grimacing on his, looked like right leg this time.
Well, Barron's got a chance to get here to 88, 89 points, Jay. It's been a few years since they've done that.
It's been a while.
But if you want to lock in on one guy that's made the difference for Barren County, I've got news for you. You're not going to be able to do that. Clemens has been amazing. Mason Bunch, Graham Hall, Compton has had his moments, and Tate Spillman, even though he didn't score in the first half, they've had their handprints on this game. It's been wire-to-wire domination for Barren County.
Hard to give an MVP to one person tonight.
I might give it to Bunch or Graham Hall for starting us off.
It's just as Mannion hits the second of the two, 88-60, 48 seconds to play. 3 ball is an air ball, and coming up with it is Blackburn for the Trojans. Sends it in front court, 40 seconds to play. Gets into a trap, gives to Pippen. Pippen now putting down the dribble at 35.
And they've done all this without needing the three-point shot to go in.
Yeah. And Barren has hit 9 threes tonight, which is 1 below their average on the season. So Blazers not attempting to foul as Blackburn just bounces the ball against the floor with 18 seconds left.
Another win streak starting here for the Trojans.
Trojans will go to 12-4 on the year. The Bluegrass Blazers will fall to 9-9. Still 8 seconds left on the clock. And 88-60 will be the final score tonight. The Trojans win it over the Bluegrass Blazers. We'll come back with their post-game coverage in a moment on 104 The Score.
What I really like with Project Lead the Way and with the STEAM content that I get to teach is it makes those real world connections. It's allowing kids to put their brain in action. It's not that, we're not at that time in the game where we're sitting and getting and taking notes and content. It's taking that content and applying it to real world selections. And that's what Project Lead the Way is allowing us to do and create those opportunities. Those students that you have in the classroom that may struggle with that reading and math are thriving with this content because they're able to put solutions to problems and fix things that they wouldn't necessarily get in a normal math or reading classroom.
Just being able to figure out what didn't work and how to make it work and how to work through that process just in itself for you as a person is important, but also it builds those skills that are going to be necessary for each grade that follows us.
Here at the business department, we offer 5 different career pathways: accounting, admin support, entrepreneurship, management, and marketing. We're also adding travel and tourism to our department also.
Name one career field that doesn't use business skills. You can't, because business skills translate across all careers.
Well, the FBLA and the business pathways are so much fun, and the teachers are amazing. Miss Wright, Miss Rush, and Miss Childress are like my moms at school, and they're awesome. I personally love the marketing pathway, and that's the pathway that I have completed. And so it's a lot of fun, and you get to do co-op your senior year if you've completed the pathway. My co-op is amazing, and I love it here. But the business pathway just has allowed me so many new opportunities to meet new friends. My best friends are in the business pathway, and I met them when I was a freshman. And we have just completed this pathway together and had so much fun.
Trojans won it by a score of 88-60 over the Bluegrass Blazers tonight to go to 12-4 on the year. This is the postgame report brought to you by CPC Commodities. Proven in our farm, made for yours. Jay Turner along with Bryce Rudd here tonight. Acts our studio producer. Glad to have you with us on this Monday night as we take a look at the scoring for the basketball game. Trojans jumped out to a 22-15 lead at the end of the first quarter. It was 45-36 at halftime, 68-44 after 3. The Trojans outscoring the Blazers 23-8. And then the final quarter, 20-16 was the edge there for the Trojans. And looking at scoring tonight for the Bluegrass Blazers, 20 field goals in the basketball game, 4 threes. There were 12 of 16 from the line. And they had 3 players in double figures. Easton Woodcock had 14. Alec Slagle had 13. Bo Wilson with 10. 8 points for Jonathan Thomas, 7 for Grafton Dolan. 4 points for Tisdale, 2 for Keller, and 2 for Barren Wilson tonight. For the Trojans, 33 field goals. 9 of those were three-pointers. They had 5 in the first half, 4 in the second half. 12 of 17 from the line, and 4 players in double figures. Waylon Clemens and Mason Bunch, both with 18 points apiece tonight. 16 for Graham Hall, 10 for Tate Spillman. He was in foul trouble most of the first half. Scored all of those 10 in the third quarter and a couple of threes and 4 of 4 from the line. 5 points for Bray Bewley tonight, 8 for Jackson Reese. And 4 points for Ben Blackburn. Gavin Nunn also with 4. 2 for Kate Hardy, 1 for Ian Mannion. And you look at the breakdown for individually. Spillman had 2 threes. Clemens had 3 threes tonight. Bunch had 2. Compton had 1, and Reese had 1. So kind of spreading it out a little bit as Coach Warren Cunningham joins us for Coach's comments, brought to you by McDonald's. Coach, 88-60 win. I was trying to remember the last time we scored 88 points in a game. We'll have to look back at the you might know right off the bat.
I don't. I can't remember. I mean, we scored last week, but
nice win for you.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was. I didn't think we guarded there very well in the first half, and obviously, I mean, everybody's been on a break, with the last few days, and it gets you out of your routine and gets you out of rhythm. And but everybody's a part of that, and we try to address that with our guys yesterday in practice and then today before the game. But I thought we were pretty sharp offensively, other than missing layups in the first half. You know, we missed enough layups to probably score 60 in the first half, but you know, we just got to be a little bit sharper defensively in terms of keeping, you know, I thought the ball screen stuff was hurting us, and we had a hard time keeping those guys in front of us. But I thought we got better at it as the game went on. I thought our depth wore them down a little bit. And offensively, I thought for the most part we were pretty good throughout.
Yeah. I know. How's practice been over the last 10 days with no games?
Well, we haven't had a whole lot. You know, we came in last Sunday because we were going to play these guys last Monday. And then we had a workout Wednesday. Wednesday, everybody was in on Wednesday, and then it wasn't no more until yesterday. So, I mean, it's tough to practice like that when, you know, one every 4 days, and basically had 2 practices over about a 7-day period. So it's tough, especially, you know, a couple of those days are good to give the guys a little bit of a break and everybody to kind of catch their breath in the grind of the season. But when you start extending it, I mean, it makes it tough on everybody, and it's focus. You know, it's focus. It's a little bit of conditioning and attention to what we're doing, and back we tried to do some things yesterday, kind of we do in the preseason, but we weren't very good at most of those things tonight. So I don't think that worked too good.
Well, you scored 45 points first half. You had 5 threes, ended up with 9, which is still 1 under our average on the season. But still, you had 4 players in double figures. Waylon Clements, 18. Yeah. Mason Bunch had 18.
I thought Waylon he missed 2 layups to start the game, and then after that, I don't know that he missed any more shots. I thought he was really good and took what they gave him. He was open, and you know, I told him when I took him out there early in the game, I said just keep making plays, because that's who he is and that's what he does. And you know, I thought the plays that he missed there early in the game were really good plays. He just missed the layup at the end of it, and then you know, he stepped into those threes and made shots, and I thought he was good throughout the game, and that's what he does. He gives us another playmaker and another guy that can finish some plays and mix it up a little bit, make some shots. I thought he was good. I thought Graham was good, and he left a couple out there too, a couple chippies. Mason was good. You know, I thought those guys gave us really good offensive production, and we got it from a lot of different guys. We had a lot of good looks from the 3. You know, it hurt us. Tate getting in those 2 quick silly fouls there early in the game hurt us. At times, just not having him in there, because he's one of our best defenders and one of our best scorers.
Yeah, Tate got in foul trouble early. You set him out the rest of the half. Then you brought in Cade Hardy and Jackson Reese, who got some good minutes for him.
Yeah, they did. And Cade, I don't think made as many shots tonight as he normally does, but Jackson made a couple shots there. And those guys are good players, and you know, we're very blessed to have a lot of depth in the backcourt of guys that can help handle it, guys that can make some plays, and that if we get in foul trouble or whatever happens, and that those guys can not just go in there and play, they can go in there and produce and help us extend the lead.
Got Russellville tomorrow night. Busy week after having no games last week. You go to 4 this week. Russellville tomorrow night. Go to Glasgow Friday. Go to Monroe Saturday. Russellville, the Panthers coming in tomorrow night.
Yeah, and it's just one day at a time here, one game at a time, and that's what we told our guys, just get some rest tonight and come back. And, you know, I have great respect for Coach Todd and his program, and I said, you know, they've played a good schedule, so you can't just look at their record. They'll come in here tomorrow night. They'll play really hard. They'll do a lot of things well.
Very athletic.
They will. They'll bring some athleticism, and they'll guard. You know, whether it's the traps or man, they'll sit down and guard you and really pressure the ball. So his teams are always aggressive and play really hard, and they will not look like their record tomorrow night. So we have to we got to come back tomorrow and be ready to go.
Yeah, and you know, Russellville's a team that comes in. I think they're like 5-8. You mentioned they've had a pretty tough record or tough schedule.
They have. They've played a good schedule. They played some Tennessee teams and you know, the Bowling Greens of the world and some people like that. So they played Saturday night. They played Todd Saturday night and led for 3 quarters of that game, and then got beat at the end. So. You know, and I think Todd's a good team. I mean, they've got the Glass kid, and they've got a nice team. So, you know, we will have to be sharper defensively than we were for the most part tonight, and hopefully we can rebound it and, you know, come back tomorrow and just keep working and keep getting better.
And you mentioned Phil Todd. This is his 3rd time as head coach. I think his second year.
Yeah,
3rd time.
I don't know.
I can't keep up with that guy. You know,
I like Coach Todd and have great respect for the success he's had and the job he always does. And I mean, you know, the kids are going to play hard. They're going to be aggressive, and because that's the only way he allows them to play. So they're a very well coached team, and we'll have to come in here and take care of the ball and do the things that we do well.
Coach, congratulations to you. We'll see you tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, Jay.
All right, Coach Warren Cunningham of the Trojans winning 88-60 over the Bluegrass Blazers Homeschool from Oakland, Kentucky, down in Warren County. And Coach's comments are brought to you by McDonald's. Enjoy a meal tonight at McDonald's on Smith Road. And I was going to go over the scoring one more time here, and we'll go over some stats too, Bryce, before we go off the air tonight. And looking at the individual scoring again, it was Easton Woodcock with 14, Alex Slagle with 13. 10 for Bo Wilson, 8 for Jonathan Thomas, 7 for Grafton Dolan, 4 for Tisdale, 2 each for Barren Wilson and for Rex Keller. And the Trojans tonight, balanced scoring, 18 each from Waylon Clemens and Mason Bunch, 16 from Graham Hall, 10 from Tate Spillman, 8 from Jackson Reese tonight, just under double figures. Bray Bewley had 5. William Compton only 3 tonight. He averages 10 a game, just couldn't get the threes to fall tonight, but he did have 1. 4 points each for Ben Blackburn and Gavin Nunn, 2 for Kate Hardy, 1 point for Ian Mannion.
Well, that's the key word there, Jay. Balance. That's what separates a district competitor from a region competitor from a state championship competitor. Right. And from the 45 minutes to an hour that I was here to see my first Barren County game tonight, they really impressed me. They're not going to beat you with just one guy. And the key is, can you pass the baton each quarter? And that's exactly what they did. First it was Graham Hall, then it was Mason Bunch, then it went to Waylon Clemens. To the fact they didn't even need Tate Spillman into the second half. Right. And by the time they had in, they already had the game well in hand. But for what it's worth, December 12th, 2017 against Caverna, the last time they had 88 points.
Well, thanks for leaving that out.
It didn't take as long as I thought it would.
Oh, well, 6 years. It's been over 6 years, just over 6 years.
For the statistical nerds like me, this stuff matters. So
appreciate that very much. Time to name the MVP of the game. Brought to you by Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Jamie Harris. I usually let my color commentary guy pick the MVP of the game.
Is that me?
That's you.
Tonight? I'm going to go with Mason Bunch. He was the first to get his hands on it. I would, if I had to cut it down the middle and give one like a wishbone, 60%, one gets 40. I've got to give at least 40% to Waylon Clemens tonight.
Absolutely.
He was outstanding as well.
Yeah, that's a career high for him tonight. By the way.
I may give it to Waylon.
So
across the board, that's an awesome performance.
MVPs of the game brought to you by Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Jamie Harris. Let's see. I thought I had another final score.
And efficient too. Waylon was efficient tonight.
Yes, he was.
Made it count.
Well, Bryce, great job, man. I really appreciate you being on the broadcast tonight. You may have to do it again.
Well, the Jordans.
Did you have fun?
I put on the Jordans, and by the second half, they felt like they were maybe a half size too big in the first half, and then I fit right into them in the second half. So I enjoyed it.
Just like riding a bicycle.
Yeah, it's a lot different than I was a sports reporter for years for Lyon County, for Murray High, but in the journalism side of things, and I was a writer. So very different from being a writer to being a broadcaster. This was the first time I put on the headset since Freed Hardeman won the NAIA championship 9 years ago. The last time I was covering sports at any point altogether, there was a little 7th grader from Lyon County named Travis Perry. I was trying to tell people it's going to be good. And,
you were right.
Sure enough, he's going to Kentucky.
You were right.
It's awesome. I really have appreciated you staying on me about giving this another chance, and hopefully we can do it again in the future, man.
Yeah, I know you. I guess I remember the time where I was doing college games for Campbellsville University. You were doing games for Freed Hardeman at the same time.
I probably was there.
We were in Kansas City together at the NAIA tournament.
We probably were, and I was wearing this exact same
There's a
sports
photo.
coat.
There's actually a photo of me and Matt Payton, who we did college games together at Campbellsville University, and you, and I don't know who the other guy was with you at Freed Hardeman, but we were sitting close together in Kansas City.
Probably my best friend, Logan Ross. It was something we had always dreamed of doing. I grew up watching I love sports, but I love the broadcasters just as much as anybody. I could tell you Brent Musburger the same as I could tell you about Michael Jordan. So, and all the old school guys. So it's something that's been a passion of ours for a long time, but, things COVID happened and things turned another way, and it led me into youth ministry and some other passions of mine, but this was first.
COVID changed a lot of things.
Yeah, it sure did.
Sure did. Thanks, Bryce. Appreciate it tonight, and That's going to wrap it up here from Bobby Steenbergen Court as the Trojans win it tonight 88-60 over the Bluegrass Blazers. Our broadcast tomorrow night 5:45 as Barren County plays host to Russellville. It's a girl-boy doubleheader. Hope you'll join us for the Don Franklin Glasgow Countdown to Tip-Off. For Bryce Rudd and our studio producer Axe, Jay Turner, thanks for being with us. Good night from Bobby Steenbergen Court at Barren County High School.